Hi, and welcome to the Las Vegas Advisor Weekly Update with Anthony and Andrew. Today is Friday, December 9th, and the big news in Las Vegas going on right now is the Mirage, right, Anthony?
Well, finally, Hard Rock decided to tell everybody what they're going to do.
Okay.
And it looks like the Mirage is going to be around for a while.
Right, so if you haven't heard, the Mirage was bought by the Hard Rock, and it's going to become a Hard Rock.
Right, and everybody's been wondering how long is it going to take and what's it going to look like and everything else. Well, they pretty much came out and told us that the Mirage is going to stay open for at least another 18 months.
Okay.
So, I mean, more than a year, more than 2023.
Yeah.
And then they will either shut it down in 2024 and close it, or they will work around it. And they're saying that the rebranded Hard Rock will open maybe as late as 2026 or late in 2025.
So this is going to be a very long transition that's going on.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're going to change everything.
Right.
I mean, they're going to add rooms. They're going to double the size of the casino. They're going to double the size of the showroom.
Okay.
They're going to have, they said, a minimum of 21 restaurants. 21, get it?
Hey, there you go.
And mostly all new.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I guess they've got gigantic plans here. It's going to take some time, but the Mirage is not going away, those who are worried about it.
All right. Well, now what are they going to do with the volcano, the iconic volcano?
The one thing that they did not give details on was the volcano.
Okay.
And they did stress that in the news conference. They said, we don't have a plan yet for the volcano. As of now, it's just going to keep erupting.
All right. It keeps going off every hour after dark, and we like the volcano. I think it's cool.
Well, it's one of the best things to see in Vegas for free. I mean, you got time to see it. We've been talking about this for a year. We thought it was going to close, and apparently it's going to continue on. But I mean, the Mirage, it's an interesting thing because the Mirage is the casino that really flipped the switch on the new Vegas. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was old mob Vegas right up till really 1989 when they opened the doors to the Mirage, and all of a sudden then it became corporate. Well, it was becoming corporate Vegas already, but then it was really corporate Vegas, where all the mega casinos, the mega resorts all of a sudden started to show up one after another.
And the Mirage, for people who don't remember, was also Steve Wynn's place.
Yeah, Steve Wynn was the visionary. He was the guy behind it. Mm-hmm. And what's funny about it is when they opened the Mirage, it was the biggest thing Vegas had ever seen. And a decade later, it was dinky. Man. I mean, it really was dinky compared to Bellagio and Mandalay Bay and all the others, and even the expansion of Caesars. The only Caesars was the thing back then. Mm-hmm. There was the Desert Inn, there was the Sands and everything else, but it was really Caesar's Palace. But then Caesars expanded and went into the whole mega resort type of mode, and all of a sudden Mirage it's done.
Right, and now you got the Venetian and the Wynn and Resorts World and
bigger and bigger, right? So, interesting news. It'll be sad to see it go, but you got another year and a half with the Mirage.
All right. Well, you heard it here. So every year, Las Vegas Advisor does a few different types of room rate surveys. This one is New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is a big day in Vegas. Anthony, can we get rooms still available in Las Vegas for New Year's Eve?
In fact, you can.
All right. I know, I asked that kind of weird.
If you got a bunch of money you don't mind spending.
Right.
We checked it. We called. I think we called 93 casinos.
Okay.
And casino-like places. And 78 of them. This was in the last day, or the second to last day, November 29th. And 78 of them had rooms, but with for a price.
Okay.
The absolute lowest we found anywhere is the Lucky Club, which is way out on the freeway in North Las Vegas. $200 for New Year's Eve.
That's still pretty expensive.
Yeah, the highest one we found was, I said we called casinos and casino-like places. We called the English Hotel as one of them.
Todd English.
Yeah, open downtown. $2,000 that night.
Wow, okay.
$2,000. So it runs from $200 to $2,000. So what, at the regular places, what are we looking at? You're looking at, so South Point, we got $366.
That's pretty good.
For New Year's Eve. It ain't bad. I mean, it's pretty expensive, compared to other cities and all, it's not bad. Circus on the Strip, $387.
All right. Well, Circus.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
The Palms, $639 for one night.
That's not bad at all. The Palms is a great place to stay And
you must be a baller, Andrew. You're saying that's not bad at all. 6:39.
New Year's.
I guess. All right. I don't know. I kind of like to go out on my balcony on New Year's. I'll sleep on a couch.
Well, yeah.
Won't cost me a dime. You can also look at two night packages. The Strat 860.
Okay, not bad.
But that's still $430 a night.
Yeah.
But Flamingo 1,050. That's still $525. So you're just going to have to go check websites. So rooms are available, but they're expensive. Mm-hmm. And we talked last week that it's almost getting to the point where you can't use the phone anymore. You really got to use the web, and they want you to check their rate calendar. So go to December 31st and see if you can find something.
All right. So last week we had some pretty good feedback talking about Hugo's Cellar at the Four Queens as a great restaurant, and this time we have another restaurant that we want to talk about, Fat Choi at Eureka.
At Eureka, the Eureka Casino. It's an all-slots casino, slot and video poker, all-machine casino, located on East Sahara. It's about 1.5 miles east of the Strip. And Fat Choi is the name of the restaurant. Fat Choi is run by a guy named Sheridan Sue.
Okay.
And Sheridan was a James Beard Award nominee. He was
There you go.
He was a finalist.
Got some creds.
Yeah, this guy knows how to cook.
Yeah.
And what we're going to tell you about right now is they've got a $6 steak and egg special, and it is absolutely terrific. And for years, we had one of the best top 10 deals in town was the $6 steak and eggs at both Arizona Charlie's, and this one blows it away.
Okay,
it really does. The only problem is there's two problems. One is it doesn't come with toast. So toast is $2 more, so it's $8.
Okay,
and you got the whole Megillah there.
Well, I don't eat toast, so for me that'll be okay.
Okay, and then it's got limited hours. The hours are it runs 8 to 11, Friday and Saturday only, and until 3 in the afternoon. 8 to 11 in the morning on Friday, Saturday, and then until 3 in the afternoon on Sunday.
Okay, so you really got to watch your window.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
So this would be a top 10 Las Vegas deal, but it is terrific if you want to go. And there's another reason to go there. Eureka is one of the best video poker houses for low stakes in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for 5 cents up to quarters.
Okay.
It's fantastic. They have 99 plus machines all over the place, such as the what they call NSU deuces. NSU stands for not so ugly.
Yeah.
All
We
right,
talked
so
about
it's not-
those before.
Right. It's not full pay deuces wild, but it's a 99.73% game. They got bonus poker deluxe 9.6, 99.64. They've got that game at the bar with progressives. This is a great place to play video poker, but the cool thing here is the gem of a restaurant, and it really is. If you go there at a different time when they don't have the special, they got the Fat Choi Burger. I'm telling you, the Fat Choi Burger is one of the best in town. It's absolutely terrific.
All right, and what are the hours of operation for Fat Choi?
Fat Choi I don't know. I didn't know you were going to ask me that, Andrew. So
all right, we'll put it right here. We'll put it right here.
Andrew, one of the things we do with Las Vegas Advisors, we try to find these places that nobody would normally find. And for this restaurant to be in this casino, in a part of town that's not close to really any other casinos or anything, I don't know how else you'd find it unless somebody told you about it. So we're telling you about it.
All right, so you check out Fat Choi, and you check out the video poker at the Eureka.
Yep.
All right, so Huntington Press is obviously known for the gambling books that you publish, but also you publish a lot of books about the mob.
Yeah, there
we go.
Along with here they are, along with the gambling books we do, which is the main thing we do. Our other specialty really is the mob.
Yeah.
And, we've done about a dozen mob books. And with Christmas coming, we thought it'd be a good idea to talk about it. Some people who don't want gambling per se. Here's a few of them. This one, The Battle for Las Vegas. This is the whole story the true story of Casino. The movie Casino,
right?
When they're talking about the Stardust and the Takeoff and Spilatro and all the bad guys, Spilatro and the mob and all of that. That story is in here.
Okay.
It's talking about the same thing. Collada, all right. Collada was Spilatro's lieutenant, right?
Okay.
He was Spilatro's guy, and this whole book is about Frank Collada. It was a mobster out of Chicago. We got another one here. It's policing Las Vegas.
Okay.
So for those in law enforcement, the whole police thing.
Oh, yeah, that looks like it's got some old pictures on it, too.
Yeah. All of these have fantastic photos.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And now you're talking about a mob. Here's a different kind of mob. The killing of Tupac Shakur.
Uh-huh.
Because literally, when you're talking about the Crips and the Bloods and all of them who were involved, basically it's kind of a mob story, So we got mob, we got crime, we got John Smith, column collection. There's a whole section of this book about the mob. John Smith, again, Quicksilver. You know what this one's about?
No.
This is about the murder of Ted Binion.
Oh, wow. Okay.
His girlfriend was a stripper that he met. And they got together, and she met another guy, and they got together and they killed Binion. And
Part of the Binion casino.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so Ted Binion, the son of Benny Binion. So, you want to talk about photos. This whole book is basically full of photos. So, anyway, we just want people to know we got Fly on the Wall. This is like an old-time PR guy talking about coming in during the times of right after Bugsy and all that kind of stuff. And then we got Joe's Dash that we've talked about before.
Oh,
we got
yeah.
the picture up there, all that. And this is not necessarily about crime, but Joe was, he was in law enforcement. So that's why that's in here too. So we got a bunch of good ones. It's kind of cool.
Yep.
People who are looking for something a little different for Christmas. I think we got something up on the screen that tells you what you can click, and you can see, where these books are and how you can get them.
Okay. Check them out. And I know everybody's wondering, Anthony, give it to us. What's happening with the Survivor update?
Almost nothing's happening with Survivor.
Really?
They lost one.
One person?
One person was wrong last week. So it dropped to 70. There's still 70 left. Over the past 2 weeks, only a total of 4 have been eliminated. Huh? So I guess we're getting down to nitty gritty. I met a guy today who's still in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I know him to be a very good gambler and a very good sports bettor. So I guess you got the cream of the crop right now, and it's going to get down to probably multiple winners again this year.
Okay.
So we'll tell you about it next week.
Sounds good. And in this week's Jackpot of the Week, it comes to us from Andy B. I'm a 74-year-old OG, as in old gambler. I started with blackjack in 1966, moved to video poker in 1985. My wife and I spent a week at Green Valley Ranch, mostly playing 25 cent and 50 cent, and on our last night, we decided to play dollar, jacks, or better, as that was what I cut my teeth with back in the day. To my surprise, I got 4 to the Royal, and I got the Queen of Clubs to fill it in. I was screaming, and my wife told me to stop, and I just kept on. Laugh out loud. I have a small YouTube channel called Win Win Video Poker, spelled win-win, like Steve Wynn, Video Poker, where the video is located. Thanks for letting me share this. All right.
OG. You must know what OG is supposed to stand for.
Original Gangsta.
Original Gangster, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Ice-T.
Cool. He's not an OG. He's not the original gangster. He's an old gambler, huh?
That's funny. Old gambler.
Pretty cool. So, all right. So we was playing 9-6 jacks or better. We talked about that a lot. A lot, 99.54%. Another guy held 4 and got 1. It happens. Hasn't happened to me in a while, but it happens. You know what's interesting about this, though? He talks about playing in 1985. Mm-hmm. And in 1985, that's when video poker was just getting started. And there are 2 points I want to make about what was going on then. One is most of the games were 9-6. And, that 9-6 jacks or better game, like I said, 99.5%, it was too strong. And the casinos, they realized that they weren't holding enough on these games. Uh-huh. So, hence the creation of all the different variations that we have now.
Yeah, sure.
Have much higher hold percentages, as opposed to 0.5%. You get certain games that go all the way to 6.5% and 7.5%.
Right.
And, that's what that was all about. But in the beginning, it was all 9-6. Nobody knew how to play it. They did okay for a while until everybody smartened up and started playing it better.
So as people's skill level progressed, the casinos made less money and they had to change things.
Yeah, they had to change things. And then they realized once they came up with a couple new games that were a little bit more exciting, they realized that, people loved them.
Yeah.
And, mostly it's the higher jackpots for the quads and things of that nature. And they realized how much that drew people, and that's part of the whole evolution of the video poker thing. The other thing was they had slot clubs back then. They had just begun, and the slot clubs, there were no cards. There was no electronic cards that were put in. What they did is they dispensed tickets like you would see at a Chuck E. Cheese or
like
something
an arcade,
like that. Yeah, like an arcade thing. And literally, the harvesters or the scufflers or whatever you want would go into the casinos, and they would be all over the place. And they'd run around and just rip those things off and put them in a bag and take them and redeem them.
The scufflers.
Yeah. And they would redeem them.
The scufflers.
Yeah, I got to raise my hand. You know, when I first learned it, I went, this is amazing. I'd walk into a casino downtown. I think the first one was the Mint, which is not even there. And they were everywhere.
Yeah.
I just walked around picking them all off, took them to the thing, and cashed them in for either cash or food comps or whatever it was.
That's hilarious. All right. Well, you got to scuffle. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's why we picked this story too, and I thought it was kind of neat, and a few stories to tell off of that.
Well, there you go. Congratulations, Andy B, and check out his Win-Win Video Poker channel.
Yeah, thanks for sending.
Well, that's it for this week. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Remember to leave some comments below. It helps us to grow with the algorithm. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.